Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 with some more multiplayer races. For this, we've got many turbos because all of the vehicles racing are A-class and have to be fitted with twin turbocharged engines. Now, they could be standard engine with turbos added, which is what I have got with this Dodge Magnum. I haven't had an excuse to run this car before. I thought this could be an interesting one. It's all-wheel drive swapped. It's got some big chunky off-road race tyres. It's got nearly 660 horsepower from a twin turbocharged V8. It's quite heavy, which might work against it a little bit, but I like estate cars. We don't have many to play with in Forza games. Hopefully it'll be half decent. Ooh, that Supra's on rally tyres. That's a choice. So that Supra will handle better than me, just tyre compound wise. That Supra's going to handle way better than me. That Ferrari is an interesting choice. That might be very quick on the tarmac, might struggle off-road. We'll have to wait and see. We've got all sorts of vehicles in here. I've got a Mercedes X-Class along with Salicas. There's a Falcon in here. We've got 911 Turbo, classic 911 Turbo, 959, sorry. That could be quite fast. They're not the easiest things to build. I've struggled to build them in the past, but if you get it right, they can be quite good. There's going to be a mixture of tyres. Some cars might be on slicks on this one. This adventure is going to tackle multiple surfaces. We're going to be tarmac and off-roading, and I've got more off-roady build. The off-roady build like this gets me kind of a power car as well. We'll be fast on the dirt. We will be quick in straight line. We'll have a lot of power compared to probably a few cars in this. But, of course, we won't have the same grip as anything that's running rally tyres or anything. If anyone's gone semi-slicks or slick tyres, they will have a lot more grip than me. And we are quite a heavy car in all of this. As we barrel down towards the first big stopping zone. We will make the most of the ghost mode while I can here. I'm hoping I can at least leapfrog the Porsche, which I can. We're up behind the Volvo estate. We are being assisted. Oh, the Celica is still front-wheel drive. That is a brave choice of car. I love my front-wheel drives. And the Celica is a good... as far as front-wheel drive cars go, that Celica is a monster in this game. A-Class, you do start getting quite a lot of power in those. I'm going to guess that's not on off-road tyres, though. Personally, if I'm going front-wheel drive in A-Class, it's basically on slicks. That's the option I'm going for. Because otherwise, you're going to have so much... I've built... What the hell? That's 600 horsepower Mini running off-road race tyres. I think that Celica is on off-road tyres, and that's why it's seriously struggling with traction. Out of these corners, it literally just wants to sit and spin its wheels here. It looks like, I think, Gliska will be on slicks, or certainly semi-slicks, some grippy tyres. I'm pretty sure Steve's Ferrari is not on off-road tyres. That Celica is an absolute monster down the straights, because we are just under 3,800 pounds. Our Celica got street furnitured a little bit there. So yeah, this thing is a heavy, heavy car. Oh, the Celica found the outside. That's not normally the wall people have trouble with. We got street furnitured through all of that, which isn't helpful. Oh god, and now the Celica's got street furnitured as well. I'm looking for a way, still getting street furnitured. I mean, there's a plus point with the very big, heavy estate car, is you can normally bat street furniture out of the way. I approve of the V8 supercar livery, at least, on the Ford. That's something. I love the Falcons, don't get me wrong. I've just never really been able to make them work. I struggled to get them to be any good in this game, which is a shame because, as I said, I like the cars. But yeah, I can. The classic one, kind of. The modern one's absolutely not. But yeah, who knows what tyres that thing is running on. I have a feeling we're probably doing quite good for a car on off-road race tyres. I think a lot of these have gone for more road-based tyres, which could prove interesting. Well, you know, we could, in theory, be very strong when we go off-road here. That's the hope. I mean, we might be able to get a podium here. I feel like we've got pace on the 300ZX. Gliska's too fast for us, as is Steve. Both of those cars were way too fast for me. We're not catching them here. But if they are on different compound tyres, that's maybe not a big surprise, especially at a track like this. Maybe on a big, fast circuit we could do something with our just brute force. That Ford is out very wide, and again, going to get street furnitured. We have pulled well clear of the Celica. That Toyota is struggling. What can I do? Can we find a way? I'm doing better getting turn 1 right with this car. Can I find a way into a podium spot here? We're up alongside... Oh, not quite. Maybe that Ford is on off-road race because it's got a lot of power. If it's outrunning me, you've got a lot of power. I know we're heavy, but that Ford is not going to be light. we've got a huge traction off that corner. They've got immense drive here with the Magnum. We're having a look every which way. I think we might be able to just shove the nose up the inside. We've got the launch off the corner. That will put me into 4th place. Now we just have to chase down a Nissan. What can we do about catching a 300 ZX? I've also got to be wary, and that's why I was parked there. I was making sure we do not leave a gap for a Ford to fire back past. That Nissan, I think, is rear-wheel drive, judging by the look of it, twitchy. I would presume it is. Oh, the Ford's made a mistake. That's kind of released me, so I only have to focus forward. That Nissan certainly doesn't have the straight line speed that me or the Ford had, but it does have some pretty good grip, which makes me think that might be on semi-slicks or something. Rear-wheel drive on semi-slicks might be the way that thing has gone. We are going to try and knock beans up the final corner, and we do not. Thankfully, the Nissan took out the debris for us. Yeah, we've got so much straight line speed on that car. That's good news for me here. Alright, nicely does it into turn 1. Our best bet might come... It's not technically turn 2, I guess maybe even like turn 3 or 4 or something, but the next big braking zone may be where we can get this, especially if the Nissan gets a big slide on, which it does. We will park the Magnum on the inside. Actually, there was a little gap. Nissan couldn't get it. I don't know whether it tried and missed or whether it just struggled to get stopped. Yeah, there was a nice gap for us to fire the car down. We got it stopped. We parked it relatively well on the apex. Could have been a little bit better, actually, by me. Could have kind of shut the door a little bit better, but the Nissan wasn't close enough to fight back anyway. The top 2 are gone. We've had a fun race, actually. I've enjoyed this one. We had to come... I mean, we came from the very back of the field, and it has worked pretty well. Big, heavy estate car. It's probably not the best choice of vehicle for this kind of a circuit. But it has worked well. We've had some good battles along the way. And yeah, clawed our way up into the podium spots. I guess if one of the cars ahead is running off-road race tyres, I'll be sad. One of those on off-road, I will be sad, because that's alarming how much better they are than I, pretty much. If they're on slicks, then that's kind of to be expected around this track when I'm in them. I'm not in the best of the off-road vehicles, really, for this sort of stuff. But I will... Oh, the Ford's got up to 4th. Did something go wrong on the area? A really close run to the line between the Nissan and Ford. Probably going to go the way of the Falcon because of its straight line speed. It looks like it does just get it. Oh, I'll take a podium. We worked for it. We definitely had to work for it. We've not got the pace of the top 2. We are the 3rd quickest car. Oh, no, we're not. The Celica actually got a really good lap time at the end. I think the Celica was a handful, but could be fast when it got it right. Yeah, I'll take a 3rd place. I'll take a 3rd place. And here is the big question. What tyres can we see? Sometimes it's really difficult to see. You'll see if they're on off-road race tyres, though. Oh, dear, we're screwed. That thing's on off-road race tyres. That thing's stupid fast. The Mazda definitely isn't. I don't know how that Ferrari is so fast. That is ridiculously quick. It might still be rear-wheel drive. Might be the one thing that gives me hope here. We are off to the Baja circuit for our next race. I'm still starting a fair way back in all of this, but that's okay. We'll launch very quickly. There's no doubt about it. I guess we will find out how we compare to that. I'm worried about the Ferrari. If it is all-wheel drive, I don't think I stand a chance. I don't see any way I can compete with it. If it's not, we might stand a chance. I'm expecting to be 2nd quickest car here. I don't know. The Falcon might not be too bad around here. If that is on off-road race tyres, I didn't see it. We know the RX-7 is on slicks or semi-slicks or something like that. Ferrari's rear-wheel drive. Okay, that's good news for me. That's the kind of news that I wanted to see. It might still be faster than me. It seems stupidly quick, and of course it is mid-engined, which does help counteract some of that all-wheel drive advantage. On a track like this, where it's all dirt, though, this could be the Magnum's strong air. I mean, we're certainly not the only all-wheel drive car here. But, yeah, we were quick in that first race, which is likely to carry on here. The Mercedes will have some big tyres. We don't really want to go through the water, but we're carrying so much speed that that's about the only option we can do. Now, if the Porsche's on off-road race tyres, that has the rear engine advantage. I was going to run up really high, but then the Merc just got slow in the middle of the corner, and that kind of screwed us. Oh, for God's sake. we are very quick at this track. We just have to clear the traffic, which is always a bit of a problem. Yeah, I thought the Mercedes was going up. Oh, Mercedes is going to have a huge... I don't need to brake there. I can be flat through that corner. We are going to try and get to the inside at the hairpin. I think we'll outrun it on the exit, which we do. Okay. We're clear of the Merc. Now we've just got 2 Porsches in front of us. A 911 Turbo and a 959. Can the Dodge find its way past them? How good are we over the bumps? Not terrible. An old rally suspension, of course, off-road suspension. The length of this car can work against it a little bit because, well, the front's got over a bump, the back hits it, and it all gets a little bit upset. Longer cars are generally less happy with the bumps, from my experience. I'm sure there's a physics reason. I think it's to do with when the wheels are hitting the bumps at different times and all that. But I'm currently busy trying to chase down the Porsches, and my brain's not working well enough to think of the right way of explaining it. And I've had a terrible section through there. Come on, we can do better than that. Right. Let's see. What can we do here? Can we... Yeah, see, the 959 basically taking the line... Well, not quite taking... I quite like running the high line through there. But did not quite get it right this time around. If they fight one another, that would be really helpful for me. I wonder if we might not quite have enough grip to battle with these... I say better handling cars. We have the brute force, but do we have the grip to do much? We've definitely got the straight line speed. The Ferrari's doing amazingly well for a rear-wheel drive car. That is still very, very close here. The turbo's up into the wall, which, I mean, we see that quite a lot around this track. Can we get speed through turn 1? We can. Yeah. This isn't a bad car to drive. It's quite easy to drive. I just don't think it's quite quick enough. Realistically here. The turbo's taken a curious line. We will be better through there this time, much better this time around, although got a little bit, I say, almost spat out of the corner at an awkward angle. Not quite what we want, not ideal for us. Oh, a lot of understeer there, can't pull my car back to where I want it to be. We'll run it in hard through here, use the banking to help us get turned. Think we might be possibly fighting for another second place. Might come under threat from the Ferrari by the end of this. That 355 has got some speed going for it. I mean, we can and will at least get the power down out of this corner better than the Ferrari. The Porsche, I don't think, was expecting us to the door. Now, who has got the straight line speed? The tight line I took is not great for exit speed there. We will chuck it through this final corner. I think any chance we have of catching the leader is rapidly vanishing. Ferrari's having a look. Won't have any speed on the exit with that line. The leader went a little bit wide there. That Ferrari's got so much straight line speed in places, although we've got the landing right. We will fire the Dodge to the inside. That will put us to second. The Porsche fought back, though, with that sort of late apex, sort of slingshot out of that corner. Didn't quite work for me, and now we're going to get held up. God damn it, it turned. I didn't know what... I wasn't expecting it to turn down on that corner. I thought once it was up there, it was going to stay up there, but it didn't. Can we run in below the Porsche? We can, but we can't get the speed required to do anything. God damn it. Ferrari is to the inside. Oh, Porsche pinged off the wall. That actually kind of helped me. Porsche bounced off the wall, and it bounced into the path of the Ferrari more than me. It actually bounced clear of me. We can take a tight line through here, and we will get... I mean, we'll take a tight line. It's not the best line necessarily. However, we will clear everything. The Ferrari won't be able to live with just the initial punch off the corner from us there. One lap to try and cling on to a second place here. I mean, the 959's not really vanished, especially considering we were having a big old fight. Ferrari's had a problem. Don't know what's happened to it. Missed a checkpoint or crashed somewhere along the line. 355 is gone. It was definitely quick here, but it has got into trouble. What can I do on this final lap? In places we're quicker than that 959, and in others we struggle. I can't quite figure out where we're quicker than it. But, yeah, it is pretty even between us. It is pretty even. Oh, that's all gone wrong for me. It's pretty even if I don't beans up the lap completely. The Falcon's got up to third at the moment. I think there's been all sorts of change go on there. Well, I think we did everything. Again, I feel like I've done just about everything we could. We could have maybe got through the traffic a little bit better early on if we hadn't got stuck behind the Merc. I don't know whether we could have defended from the 959. The Ferrari was unlucky at the end. Falcon's battling with the turbo, and we will cross the line in second place. Fastest lap will be interesting to see. I think it'll be close between me and the Porsche in the leads. I think the Ferrari will be a little bit quicker than both of us. That's alarming, considering that is, if that's rear-wheel drive, how fast it is around that sort of track. We do get fastest lap of the race, actually. And that was on the final lap, a 1:10. We're the only vehicle into the 1-minute 10s, but it's only by a fraction over that Ferrari. The Falcon was quick, worked its way up into third. It was actually it was a really good race. I would have liked to have got the win, but we did have a very enjoyable race. So, we are off to the festival circuit now. Fast track, this one. The speed of the Magnum should be good. I think the Ferrari will eviscerate us. The RX-7 will have so much grip in the corners. If we get ahead of it, will be a nightmare to deal with because we will just out-launch it. The 959 could also be very quick down the straights and a bit of a handful in the corners. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, being all-wheel drive, we launch so well that we can shoot our way forward. So I think I was calling the wrong Porsche. I think we've got the GT2 in front of us, sorry, and there's a turbo further back. I got my Porsches wrong. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. The Supra's an oddity because that's on rally tyres, so it has a lot of grip, but it doesn't have... It won't have as much power. That being said, it has got some decent straight line speed going on here. The RX-7's going to have a dive to the inside. We know that will outturn us, but can it outrun us towards the next corner? It knows they've got to get across in front, and now comes the Ford. Celica's looking around the outside. That's never going to work with the front-wheel drive. Epic amounts of understeer. We will fire ourselves off the corner quite nicely. Gleska's going to get absolutely swamped by everything, because this is not ideal, really. We're stuck out wide, though, through there, because that's a little late on the brakes. It is manic in front of us. The Ferrari's got stuck in traffic, which might help us in terms of beating it, but I think when it gets clear, it'll probably be very quick. Oh, god damn it. Maybe should have cut across the nose, but yeah, it would have been on a weird line anyway. Okay. Magnum, what have we got here? I'm surprised we're struggling this much. We were rapid at the first circuit. Now, maybe the all-wheel drive traction kind of flatters us there, which it does to a degree. That kind of initial launch is strong around that Plaza circuit. Here, the all-wheel drive kind of counts for nothing, really. A couple of exceptions with acceleration zones. Gliska's about to run into just a whole world of annoyance, basically. I have been there many times, because it's normally me going for that sort of a car. I figured the Magnum wasn't going to work on slicks, which is why we've gone for the off-roady build here. But yeah, you just run into this wall of metal that you can't really do much about, because you absolutely annihilate it through a corner, and then you get to a straight, and it just vanishes past you. So yeah, we've all been there in these races. My Magnum is nowhere near as fast down these straights. It is pretty good in the corners. I think my sort of half and half build here doesn't really work. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not good enough in the corners to compete with things like the 355, and it's not fast enough in the straights to compete with the likes of the sort of Celica and so on. That thing's way too rapid for me. I can't fight the Ferrari. It's like there's an inevitability to that one. There's just no point in me fighting stupidly with it. We put up a sensible fight, and when we could see it wasn't going to work, just don't lose the time. I mean, if we can get past the Ford, that would be nice. We'll be careful, because the rest of the pack is not very far away behind us. 959 is there. It's been quite a close group of cars. For what is quite an open rule set for this one, it's been not too crazy spread out, not compared to some of the A-Class stuff we've run. Yeah, the Sleeker is vanishing a little bit here. That thing is a monster down these straights. I don't know what tyres is got. I don't know what. It's so fast for a front-wheel drive here. I think the Ferrari is probably quicker overall, but stuck in traffic will not have the time to do much about it. The Supra slid up wide out of turn 1. I'm taking a very tight line through turn 1, which I don't think is the best way to go. We're going to have company soon. Can we do anything about the Ford before the Porsche does something about us? That's the big question we've got going on. I mean, can we get any further forward? We've got a couple of laps to go. Ford is struggling for grip again, as we saw. So I'm going to guess the Ford probably doesn't have weight reduction, so that's probably even heavier than I am, but has a boatload more power. Would be my best guess on that, because it's also running aero. Oh, the Supra may have missed a checkpoint. It did. Oh, that's unlucky. Supra was having a good race, and that has fallen apart. So 4th place is looking like realistically the best bet we can get. But we've got to be careful of that 959, because that will be looking. We're a great run through there. We may well round the Ford up on the exit. And I'm hoping the Ford gets busy fighting with the Porsche, and that can leave me a free shot at the other Porsche before the end of this race. Big understeer, had to have a huge lift. We're going to have to go over and defend in this one. The 959 could easily have got both of us there had I not defended. Oh, we got a little... it's just the Porsche got so much better turning than we do through there. But we keep the place for now. I don't know whether the Porsche lifted because it gave me a little nudge on the way in, or it's just really slow down the straight. It might just be unbelievably slow down the straight. So the 959 does not have much PI to play with in A-Class. So that makes me think maybe it's got grip, but it is just out of power, really, down these straights. Yeah, he's not very quick. I think the GT2 looks fast, but difficult to drive. So if they make a mistake, there's a chance, but I don't think we're going to be close enough to pressure them into a mistake. Glisko is well clear with the RX-7 of grip up in second. I mean, we've not got an answer to the top 3 here. I've tried everything I can with the Magnum. I've actually kind of resorted to going for just focus. I've got no real mid-corner speed in this car, so most of what I'm doing here is just focus on exit speed. Or the GT2 was wide, but not close enough. Another good race. Another good sort of mid-pack battle, sorry, for the Magnum there. Yeah, 4th. We could have maybe got 4th. That would have really been our limit. The top 3 were 2 seconds a lap quicker than us, basically. Fair lady. The Supra were down in the 107, but it was really, really close between. Well, I mean, 4th to 9th, 4th to 10th actually were all within, you know, a second, half a second, really, and then 2 seconds to the vehicles in front. Bloody hell. Oh, it's good fun to be in that mid-pack, though. We are back off-road for our next race. I'm a long way back on this grid. It's the Mangrove Scramble up next. Oh, 959 is on the front row. That's not great for me. If we're going to stand a chance here. As far as tracks go, this one, I like this circuit. It's tough. It's quite fast in a lot of places. A couple of nasty corners. I suspect we're going to struggle. A podium is probably in the offing here for us. I think the top 2 will vanish. I think there's not enough low-speed stuff, perhaps, to really confuse the Ferrari. And the 959 we know is very quick at the first track. It's got a good spot on the grid. It might struggle a little bit more. This is a higher speed circuit, I think, than the Baja circuit. So if it is struggling for top end, maybe it will struggle here. We'll have to wait and see. We will slingshot our way through all of that. It's not too bad, actually. I mean, we're up to 5th already. Can't complain too much. We've got... I mean, it's the protagonist we were expecting at the front of an off-road race here. We've got the Falcon, Ferrari, 2 Porsches, and the Magnum is coming to join the party. I would imagine... Oh, 959 absolutely nailed the door of the Ferrari in the braking zone. Not intentional. That is a tough braking zone to get right. I don't think intentionally, but yeah. Well, Mercedes is having a look. You're not going to fit through there. There is really not the... there's space on that one. There wasn't space before. I was just backing up because there's all sorts of cars around. We're going to duck underneath and get a double pass going on. Ferrari is around the outside of the Ford and will claim that top spot. Porsche seems to be a bit more of a handful. The 959 does not seem to be enjoying this track at all. We're out in 3rd place now. I think the Ferrari will probably vanish. There's not enough low-speed dirt stuff for my all-wheel drive to be that significant. The Falcon We know the Falcon beats us in a straight line. Oh, I missed a checkpoint. Never mind. It all becomes academic. About to say, we know the Ford beats us in a straight line, but we beat it in the corners, and then it missed the checkpoint, the high-speed checkpoint. So that's kind of done. We have... I mean, we've got away. The X-Class is kind of holding up everybody a little bit, I think. The X-Class is very good out here. I guess very big tyres on that Merc. Although generally it's not too bad at all. Ferrari's made a very big mistake in the braking zone there. This is the section where we will be stronger than the 355. It's low speed, there's water, and the Ferrari's much lower to the ground than we are. So if the bumps upset a car, it'll be the Ferrari before me, I would expect, although we get a little bit out of shape through that sort of chicane section. Oh, God. I locked the brakes up down there. Not what we need. Ferrari is struggling a little bit through here. We're putting the 355 under pressure. Next lap round, maybe we will have an opportunity to find a way past. It will vanish down this straight, I suspect. We will have a little bit more power than the Ferrari, but it's much lighter. It's not running Forza Aero, so it doesn't have the drag that we do. And sure enough, kind of as expected, Ferrari is off. Oh, it's very close to the wall there. We're a little bit early on the brakes, maybe. I think I'd rather play it safe, though, through there. I don't 100% trust my car under braking. It's £3,700 is a lot for a car that I would use on this game in general. It is a fairly heavy car. What can we do? So this is where the Ferrari slipped up last time. We know we're going to lose out a little bit. Can we make any gains on that 355 this time around? Not really. No, we'll be better through the water, but it's not enough. We're really relying on the Ferrari making mistakes, I think. I mean, it's much easier to make mistakes in that Ferrari than it is... Much easier to make big mistakes in the Ferrari, like big time loss mistakes, than it is in the Magnum. However, if you don't make them, I don't think I've got the pace, really. No. I'm trying to push too hard now. Yeah, we got no answer. We got no answer to the Ferrari. It's gone. I guess I'm not too disappointed with second with this car. It is not bad. I mean, it's been fairly consistent. It's done pretty well. We'll get through there. Out of the rest of the field, this car is definitely good at this track. It's definitely a good choice. It's just it can't beat a Ferrari. Who would have thought the big estate car can't beat the Ferrari? Admittedly, we are on an off-road circuit, so you know that kind of takes away a little bit from that statement. But shush. What have we got? It's the GT2 in second, and then is that? Not sure. Oh, it's the Falcon in fourth. I'm not sure what's in fifth, actually. The X-Class dropped back. There's no real point in me really pushing the wheels off this anymore. Even perfect lap, we're not catching that, so we'll just not clonk any walls and kind of trundle our way into second. Just don't miss any checkpoints, pretty much. That's all we've got to do. The 959 didn't look happy around here, which surprises me. Don't quite know why. It looks... awkward at this track. Looked like a handful. Maybe the bumps it didn't like. I guess it's a bumpier circuit. The Baja circuit has a couple of jumps, but the rest of it's pretty flat bar start-finish line. There. It's not got the pace to win that one, but for a brief second I thought I might, and then the Ferrari sorted itself out and vanished. We'll come home in second. The Falcon was a little bit quicker. The Falcon was a little bit quicker than we were. The Porsche was about the same time. I think I could have got a bit more speed out of that. I kind of just didn't bother on the final lap because we were so far back. So I think there was maybe a little bit... I think I could probably get into the 11s with that Magnum if I got it right. But yeah, fun race. Just didn't have an answer. Didn't have an answer for the Ferrari. I'll take another podium, though. We head on to our final race at the Estadia circuit. Ooh, nice spot on the grid for me this time around. I mean, we're not going to be able to compete for the win, I don't think. Podium might be doable around this track. This is more of a balanced circuit. So with the Celica we'll have straight line speed in some places, but I think the fast corners are going to kind of kill it. The RX-7 will make up a lot of lap speed in a couple of places, might struggle in others. I mean, I can probably annoy the RX-7 for a little bit. I think it'll be too fast around here for me, and the Ferrari is the best of all worlds and will probably bugger off if it gets into clean air at any point. I mean, it might get stuck in traffic, which does happen, but yeah. If we can dispatch the Volvo early, which looks like we might be able to get through here. And indeed we do. If we can just make the most of this clean air. I mean, there's always a chance, but it would be we're making the most of clean air while everything else is ensnared in traffic. And I don't think we're going to get far enough away. I think everything else is just too quick for us, but we will try. We will try our very best. I'm not going to be able to take much speed. Oh, God, through that chicane. We are quite awkward and cumbersome, although the Porsche was more... We were awkward and cumbersome, but at least we didn't go visit the field. That was the little bonus that we had there. We can be neat and tidy through here. I'm hoping nothing. I should probably check before turning in there, actually. The line I was taking, it's a good line when you're on your own. It's a risky line when there are cars around, because someone could very easily dive bomb you. I figured we were far enough away. Should probably have checked, but I can't look every which direction and do every single controls. Yeah, the big squabble behind me might just save me, because the Ferrari's stuck in it. And if you've got cars going too wide in front of you, you can't make the most of your speed. Gliska will be having a horrid time stuck there, because Gliska will be making all of the corner speed. It'll be phenomenally fast in that Mazda, because no one else has got anything like that RX-7 here. It'll be phenomenally fast, but you can see the gaggle of cars back there. It's ridiculous. It's just a huge heap of metal that Gliska passes in a corner, gets murdered down a straight. But, I mean, so Gliska's actually helping me in this, because Gliska's causing them grief in some regards, although I think Gliska might now be free to chase us down, which will be a problem. It might take them a lap to catch us, so we might only have to defend for one. That was a terrible final section by me. That was truly abysmal. We needed to do better than that. No, we'll have to defend for 2 laps pretty much. And I just don't think the Magnum's got enough grip. It's got enough acceleration, but we can defend the inside, and I think the RX-7 is so fast it could just go around the outside of us at just about any corner it wanted to. We'll make it as difficult as we can. The Ferrari's now clear of the traffic as well, so they're both going to be hunting us down. But yeah, we'll make the Magnum as wide as I can. I mean, if the one thing that might save me is if the Ferrari catches the Mazda and they fight each other for a lap. That would be the one thing that could save me, but we're going to have real problems in this final corner. Through the chicane here, Gliska will be fast, but you can't really overtake. So yeah, we're going to box in the RX-7. It's just so much quicker on the exit. Can maintain speed way better than me. This is going to go far and around the outside, and as expected, will be past. The Celica's actually doing pretty good, I have to say, for what must be an absolute dog in the corners. The Ferrari is past as well. I mean, we're both barreling towards the Mazda, but the Celica's barreling towards all of us. Jeez, the Celica is unbelievably fast. Oh, they're 3 wide into turn 1. Celica's into the wall. I'm trying to cut back underneath. I think Gliska's got this. I think that's going to be far enough away. I'm running a huge risk around the outside of the Celica, but I can't quite hold it. I don't have enough grip really to make that work. Celica's got bucket loads of understeer there. Yeah, I mean, I did this as perfectly as I could. I made the most of the early gap that we had, but it's just not enough in this. Oh. Oh, no. God damn it. I mean, we weren't going to get a podium anyway, but we should have been 4th. I pissed that one away like an idiot. Actually, I slowed down a little more than I needed to, and it just put me... I slowed down a little more than I needed to, and when I turned in... Oh, bloody hell, where I was expecting to need to, I was not quite going quick enough. And the understeer didn't carry wide. Silly, silly error. Silly error indeed. But there we go. I mean, it's not like we were going to be winning that one anyway. God damn it. I mean, the Magnum, it was okay. It was an okay car. It had its strengths, but it was never really the fastest car under any circumstance. Which is, I say, a little bit of a shame. It wasn't terrible. It could have been worse, but Yeah, it wasn't really. It could score some podiums, but that's really about it. The occasional podium mid-pack. It did mean, though, that we got in a lot of the mid-pack fights, which was kind of fun, I have to say. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. If you'd like to take part in one of these, you can sign up via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the Versus the Community sign-up section, and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.